So before I can figure out the sequence, the shapes in the sequence, the first thing I do is figure out what's the pattern. If I look, the pattern goes from hexagon to triangle to oval to trapezoid to triangle to trapezoid and then starts over, which means that I have 6 shapes in my pattern. Now I could continue this pattern until I got to the 14th shape. So I could say here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I would say that it would be a triangle would be my shape. And I can do that even with up to 25. But as I have to go to larger and larger numbers of trying to figure out which figure it is in the sequence, that shape, I don't want to have to keep doing that. So instead what I can do is say, okay, this is what I call a mod 6 system. What this means is that every 6 shapes I am starting the pattern over. So if I think about saying, in essence, how many times does 6 go into 25? So if I do 25 divided by 6, I'm going to get that it goes in 4 times with a remainder of 1. That remainder of 1 tells me where I am in the sequence. So 1 tells me it's the first object in the sequence, which is the hexagon. Now if I get to the point where there's no remainder, it divides evenly, that means I'm the 6th object in there. So that's the one thing to pay attention that's kind of unique. If there's no remainder, that means you're the final object in the sequence. Now let's look at the other ones then. So what will the 100th shape be in the sequence? So I can do the same thing. Again, I know that my pattern is 6 blocks, or these 6 shapes. So if I take 100 and divide by 6, that gets me to where I have 16 with a remainder of 4. Okay, and that fourth, the remainder of 4 tells me I'm going to my 4th shape, which is the trapezoid. And that's trapezoid number 4, not trapezoid number 6. Last thing asked me then about, well, how about if I want to know how many triangles are being the first 100 entries? So what I have to think about with this problem is, first, there are 2 triangles in every sequence. Okay, so if I think about a sequence being that those 6 shapes. Now, if I look, it says here that I do that sequence, if I base it on the last one, to go to 100, I'm going to do it 16 times. So I know that to start off with, I'm going to go 16 sequences, and I have 2 triangles. There's 32 triangles to start off with just in the sequences. But then I have to remember that I also have this remainder of 4, which means that I'm also then going and looking up to this point with my last 4 objects. And if I do, I see there's one more triangle that needs to be included. So there's a total of 33 triangles in my first 100 shapes.